The gentleman that owns the record store above was where I used to work many years ago. Was kind enough to let me store a portion of my work here, but he's decided to expand after a couple of years. The business is doing very well, so I gotta get out, and thus now I have to disassemble some paintings and really assess the situation and begin the process of exiting this space. Well, I have to remove some of the paintings from the frames, and then I have to disassemble the frames using a drill. It's very tedious. After I'm finished with that, some of them, there'll be a bulk of them that will remain intact because of the way the frames were assembled. I can't take them apart. To be honest, I don't know how many paintings are here, but I would wager somewhere around 80 to 100 painting, depending upon the size of the work. So I guess if you look a 4x6 or 4x6 feet piece will take approximately 100 hours of labor without mixing, not including mixing in that time frame. So it's about 100 hours of work on the canvas, you know, drawing and creating layers of paint and building the surface. And I've also been a high school art teacher for 2 decades as well, and in the inner city, specifically Philadelphia. So I'm getting a PhD in aesthetics, art theory, and philosophy. I mean, I've always been interested in theory. I've read theory for as long, if not longer, than I've been a painter. Obviously, my work deals a lot with philosophical thought. So I guess I would be arguably the artist-philosopher that Plato wanted to kick out of the Republic. Tragedy and farce. So this painting references Karl Marx's 18th Brumaire, when he's talking about, first there's the tragedy and then there's the farce in terms of Napoleon III coming to power, where anything but revolution happened. In terms of industry, how it impacts communities through expropriation, and strip mining, and other such things. Yeah, so I thought it was like a good dialectic going on. This painting is called Globally Supplied. This was completed as based on research I did when I was in a residency in Lusaka, Zambia. This is an old shoe factory, and this is an example of the impact of neocolonialism on communities in Africa. This piece is entitled Iron Flowers of Capital for Your Blinding Spectacle. It's an assemblage of things that have been deemed obsolete and thus viewed as nothing more than detritus. However, as I'm sure you all know, these things don't decay. They decay, but they don't compost. Yes, they don't compost. So unfortunately, they are with us for thousands of years, and things just continue, commodities continuing to pile up in a state of obsolescence, called the telos of totality. This is from a residency I did in China, specifically Beijing. This is the interior space of one of the houses in the Hutong that are fast disappearing because China is trying to push its populace out of the traditional Hutongs and into high-rises. So they're slowly raising a myriad of them. This is Martin Heidegger spoke about being in time, and he discussed the agony of being in the world, existing, persisting. But and he also spoke about art and how it was the unveiling of truth, and what a wonderful experience it was. I mean, it was like an unconcealing, a new event, a new thing in his terminology. But yet he never really touched upon how the artist himself and his agony of being a creator of that which no one appears to want anymore.